Peace, family. In this video, I want to show you more about how thought is everything. Everything is thought. My first video a couple days ago spoke about how everything we perceive in this life is thought. Everything that we experience is thought. Without thought, you wouldn't have any experience. And even your senses, your perception of your senses is a thought, because it's not a direct translation from the external world to your mind, because it makes the transition through the picking up of the information through your senses, and then it travels through your what's it called? I can't think of this right now. Your nervous system. It travels through your nervous system and goes to your mind, and then your mind transfers the electrical signals into its perception of it, and it's based on probably our brain's evolution to survive. It's not really like what's actually out there. So everything that we experience is thought. And I was thinking about, what then are we actually seeing? Is that thought too? And I think it is. On one level, I won't even say I think it is. I'm convinced it is. On one level, everything that we see, everything that we've created, was once everything that humans have created was once a thought in somebody's mind, and then they took that thought and created it in this reality. They put their thoughts into this world. So all the inventions that are here were an idea. Buildings, cities, all ideas, all thoughts that came from somewhere. Where do the thoughts come from? That's what I was wondering. So I traced it back to the source of the energy that we have that fuels our thoughts. Since our thoughts is energy, we can assume that whatever the source of our energy is what we are made of. So what is the source of our thoughts? We power our minds with our bodies, and our bodies get their power from our food and our breath, and not so much water, but it helps. But where does all that come from? Our breath comes from plants, and plants come from the ground and sunlight. The sunlight grows the plants and helps them to do what they do and produce oxygen for us to breathe, and we produce CO2 for them to breathe. Kind of getting a little off topic, but the point is that our energy comes from the food that we get from the plants, and the plants come from the sun and the earth. So the sun is the source of our thoughts. It projects thought into our world in a way. It's clear to see because all the energy we have on this earth comes from the sun, and everything that we are is energy. And so if everything that we are is energy, and all the energy we are getting is from the sun, we must be the sun, just a projection of the sun. To illustrate this even further, you can think about how our bodies are made. Our bone is made from the sun. Our bone is made from vitamin D, which comes directly from the sun, and also made from calcium, which comes from plants, which come from the sun. And then our blood is made from our bones. So our blood is from the sun. And then our blood travels throughout our bodies and builds our bodies by moving around the nutrients throughout our bodies. And so the sun is literally building our bodies as we speak. I hope that makes sense. And so then I was getting back to what I was saying earlier. What is all this stuff that we're seeing? Is that a thought too? You think of the earth, the ground, and everything that comes out of it. Everything uses the earth to become what it is. It's just moving things around. But where did that stuff come from? Was that a thought? And was that brought into this reality through a thought? I think so, because it comes from stars. All the matter in our universe comes from stars. It's created in the core of the star. It starts out as hydrogen. The stars, if you studied astronomy, you would know that the stars start out as hydrogen, and then they form helium inside the core of the star, and then they expand and get hotter, and then they create the third element in the periodic table of elements in the core. So it's like on the outside it's hydrogen, and it's layers. It's like layers. There's hydrogen, helium, third element. I needed to figure out what that is. But it's simple. And then it keeps going past the core, or in the core it goes past the third element, and it just keeps going until the star gets so big and so hot that it blows up and sends matter into the universe. And then the matter eventually collects into different stars and planets. And so all this matter is coming from stars. And stars, which includes the sun, give biological, organic beings their thought. So it makes a lot of sense that stars are thought, if you just think about it in this way. It's a very simplified version of what everything is, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Leave a comment letting me know what your thoughts are on this. It's something to think about, for sure. I have a theory about this. If you want to have a higher level of thoughts, you need to get closer to the sun in as many ways as possible. This includes literally moving to a different location on the earth to be closer to the sun. Nobody likes winter. I mean, some people like winter, but most people don't like being freezing cold. So that makes a lot of sense that we should move closer to the sun geographically. And also the food that you eat. I think that if you eat food that has less of a difference, less of a change from the sun to you, the higher level of thought you will have, because you're eating closer to the sun, and the sun is the source of all our thoughts. So that's why organic, non-GMO things are so important, because the sun put it there. The sun created the things that we have on the earth for us. Everything is perfect in nature. Nothing needs to change in nature. But then we make GMOs, and they become something that isn't really food. Like what is a GMO food? Is that just what, that doesn't make sense. It's kind of crazy. We've taken these plants and perverted them into being the most lucrative in business. They just want to make money off of it. They want plants to be more fruitful and bigger and taste better, but it's getting away from the sun, and it's changing things. Yeah, so it's something to think about for sure. I just thought I'd share that with you. And again, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Leave a like if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, leave a thumbs down and let me know why, so I can improve and make this channel better. I want this to be a very informative and helpful place that people can always come to, and I want to always be putting out new things that are really, really true and simple on what life is at its core, because all the other stuff just doesn't really seem that important to me. So yeah, subscribe if you want more of that sort of stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.